Test, test, 1, 2, test, test. Test, test, 1, 2. Test, test, 1, 2, test, test. Welcome, welcome. If you guys are just tuning in, thank you, as always. We're gonna get ready in just a little bit. So, for everybody here watching, thank you. I gotta find my phone. Here it is. So the way that this live stream is gonna work, it's dual streamed, but I'm gonna go cell phone on TikTok, nice, really high quality video on YouTube. Why? Because I think that is the way it should be done. And I can't read comments either, so this is the only way I can read comments if we're gonna be doing work live together. All right, so I got my phone up. Everything's set now in motion. I fixed all the primary problems with the car. I'm excited. No more check engine lights. So that is now officially fixed. The new problem is putting it together. And that's what you guys are gonna be watching today. So yesterday, this is exactly what happened. Number one, hold on, let me get my other camera more situated better. There we go. So what I ended up doing yesterday was, number one, I broke down the entire timing job on the car. You guys watched live. I wanted to show the second time around doing the timing on the motor, but I was really hyper focused on getting it all done yesterday. So I decided to not stream anything and just focus on my work because it was just driving me insane on what was going on yesterday. So one, the timing on the cams was perfect. Even though I reset the timing on it multiple times, thinking the timing has to be off, I ended up just redoing it twice just to confirm my suspicions. And my suspicions were wrong. It was timed. So I decided, okay, it's gotta be the crank. The crank has to be off time. No. Went through all of that too. Took the timing belt off, retimed everything the way it's supposed to, nothing. And I'm just like scratching my head, what the hell? I'm just gonna sleep on it. And that was last night. And so I went to AutoZone in my dreams, and then I woke up, and then went to AutoZone in the morning. I went to go buy a cam position sensor. And I'm like, bam, I'm gonna throw it in and see if that solves the problem. It solved the firing up issue. So turning off and turning on the car, I don't know if you guys remember, it took about 3 full sets of cranks to get the car fired, and it just finally would kick on. And I'm like, man, there's gotta be something else wrong. Because that's just such a rough start. Audio on TikTok. Wacky sounds distant, almost muffled. On YouTube sounds wacky. Okay, let me see. Hold on. That's weird. Hypnotized, I agree. Let me turn up the volume on the mic. I think it's turned a lot down, that's why. Here on the settings on the mic. All right, how about now, guys? On YouTube, how about now? How's that sound? Does the sound better? One more time. Does it sound better on YouTube? Okay. It was just my mic settings were turned down. I didn't know. But yeah. Better. All right, so back to what I was talking. So I went to bed, woke up next day, bought a cam sensor, still the same issue, but it fired up better. It took less cranks to fire up. So I ended up just going online, researching the pinout for the cam position sensor. And I didn't make the harness, but I bought a harness, I cut everything and then rejoined it. More than likely, I flipped the wire. I mean, it's gonna happen, right? So I ended up just following the pinout, checking the wiring orientation, and so there's 3 wires on your cam sensor. There's a ground, a 5 volt, and a 12 volt, okay? I had the 5 and 12 flipped. The ground was accurate, but the 5 and 12 were in the wrong order. So when the request from the ECU is looking for 5 volts, it was getting 12. It wasn't supposed to be getting 12. It's supposed to be getting 5 volts. So it was sending me a signal to the ECU saying, we're getting too much power. And that was the issue. So fixed it, solved the problem, and now we are at the stage now of putting the car 100% back together and driving it. Yes, we get to drive the car. What does it mean when there is where my transmission is warm sometimes and slightly hot? What do you mean warm? It's sometimes if you're driving it's hot, sometimes it's cold. You gotta be more specific on that information. That doesn't help. I'm late, was getting 12 on the 5 volt loop. So the issue, Connor, is that the issue was that my 5 volt reference was flipped on my cam position sensor, and that's why it was not starting up correctly. It was a hard crank, and then it was throwing a code in VCDS saying signal too high. So yeah, fixed it. Had to sleep on this. I just worked too hard yesterday. I was just like, F this. I need a good night's sleep. Woke up, fixed the problem. Car literally starts on like 2 cranks. It's so nice. So now the next step here is I gotta take the valve cover off, and now I have to torque everything, check all my torque specifications on the cam caps. I kind of put it all back together, kind of hodgepodgey. Just gotta confirm what I did is accurate before I even move forward on anything else. Just so you guys know, the cam cap bolts go on at very low torque. I believe it's 7 foot-pounds. It's like nothing. So but yeah, we got to get now everything back in order because I got to drive it. I got to get my motor mount bracket all put back together, everything. So yeah, that was the last repair for this car. Now we have to drive it. Now I have to drive it, and now we have to change it. What engine is this? A 1.8T from a Mark IV GTI. One other big issue that I kind of gave myself was a massive oil leak because of my valve cover. It's got a brand new valve cover gasket. We're gonna have to clean everything in here. Can you give me this car? Sure. You got to pick it up in 24 hours in Australia. The car's in Australia and you can have it, but you have to be there in Australia, Sydney, Australia. Yeah. Rob, yes, there's a little bit of tuning that has to be done, but after we drive it. Do you recommend spraying the engine down with water and soap or wiping it down? I prefer wiping. Ooh, hypnotized. That's nice. That's nice. So I'm going to start cleaning up, double checking my torque specs. Again, the cam position sensors use 7 foot-pounds of torque, and that's it. So 5, 6, and 7. It is super lightweight. Yeah, wiping it down is a lot safer. Yeah, man, heck of a find. I agree. I do have to reseal my main cam cap because it's one that you have to actually RTV. If not, you're going to squirt a lot of oil. Again, just verifying my torque specs from last time. Because I don't remember if I torqued this all down. I was rushing myself because I was tired. But yeah, no, everything seems within specification. So cam caps are set. I have to do the new seal on the what's it called? The main cam cap. I don't have any oil leaking out of the half moon seal, so we're good there. I agree. Yes, you can pressure wash your car, but I don't recommend it as much. Hello, I'm interested in discussing the possibility of working together. I sell car parts and would. The guy just wanted an oil change. Okay. I just wanted an oil change and ended up tearing the whole engine apart. So now I have to take the accessory belt off as well because I took the, oh geez, when I put on my wrenches, I took all that off and I put it back on just for testing and we are good. I didn't know where it went. Cruz, what's going on? Nice, man. Love these cars. I also have a MK2 Coupe AAZ. Dope, dope, dope. Mark II Coupe is such a dope car. Not gonna lie. I would love a coupe. I need my 16. Where's my 16 wrench? See, I would never pressure wash an engine without removing the battery, covering it all. Yep, I agree. Can you please tell me where you acquire car parts? I may be able to offer you discounts. This is front wheel drive. I live in the United States. User 61768081729994. Sup, homie. Depending on what I'm looking for, first I start with URO tuning. Euro tuning is like my go-to place first, then FCP Euro. If I have to, really have to, ECS tuning, like kind of like my last place for like OEM parts, but I tend not to order from them because they're a little expensive on shipping, and sometimes their pricing is like way off, right? So there's that, and then if all else fails, then I go to Rock Auto, Parts Geek, and then my local auto parts store, aka AutoZone or O'Reilly's. I prefer AutoZone because you can, just so you guys know, you can go outside purchasing through AutoZone. You can open up a commercial account through AutoZone. They don't require much of anything to do that. I would recommend it, and the reason for this, or go to a pick apart. No, you ain't wrong, Drifter. You ain't wrong. Don't even have to laugh at that. That's a legit answer. You want to, hey, what's going on, Nate? Welcome, welcome. You want to really focus on what parts you need that really matter for quality, and some parts you can cut some corners. I don't recommend it all the time, but sometimes. Hey, what's my idle oil pressure? I don't know yet. I'm not there. It's a smart. It's a smart art. Oh, it's me, Art. Ah, I got it. I finally got it. My oil pressure is supposed to be within 60 and 80 psi, I believe. Do you know the 2013 Kia Picanto? No, I have no idea what that is, Nate. It's a me, Mart. But I think my oil pressure is supposed to be within 60 and 80 psi. I think that's it. I love the Mark IV GLI. Rob had one for 4 or 5 years. Stage 2, just sold it. Friend, last summer, it's still running. Keep it alive. Hell yeah. Do you have your parts shipped overnight or just normal, just regular delivery? I don't like overnight shipping. I did do overnight shipping or 2-day shipping on my fuel injectors, but that was it because I was on a time crunch with my tuner. That was it. Everything else is standard shipping. All right. So give me a bit. Let me work on this stuff before you start asking a million questions. GLI, I won't agree with you on that one, Rob, but I can tell you I do love me a Mark IV body. The GLI is a cool sedan, but I don't like sedans. You know? I like my little hatchback. All right, so you need a 16 wrench to take off your accessory belt. FYI. You need a 13 millimeter to take off your tensioner. Just so you guys know. Because we got to take off the tensioner. I got to put my timing cover back on. I got to put everything else back on underneath before I can go any further on this project. Hot idle is 14? Are you sure? That seems very low. Usually my fuel PSI is gnarly. It's like 40 something PSI on this car. 14 PSI seems really low to me on a hydraulic engine. It's me, Art. Are an independent shot or hobbyist? A little bit of both. Mofuka. I'm a little bit of both. Rob, I'm definitely a Mark IV body, you know? The cool thing about Mark IVs in general is they look fantastic. Anything, pretty much Mark IV and older, they just look great. They look European. Yeah? Do you agree that the tensioner should be replaced every 60,000 miles before it fails? Yes. Yes, I agree with that. That's great advice, Flyboy. They are beautiful cars, brother. Not my all-time favorite. I agree with Pinche. I sold mine, find a hatchback. Yep, Mark II GTIs. Yep, I agree. So again, Mark IV and older are European bodies. Mark V and older are minivans. Fight me. Fight me. I don't care who you are. No one can agree that the Mark IV, the Mark V GTI 6 and 7, even the Mark 8 don't look like minivans. I will fight you. You know why? Because they all do. They look like tiny little minivans. And it got even worse because they put 4 doors on a GTI. Who does that? Honestly, who puts 4 doors on a Golf, on a hatchback? Who wants 4 doors on a hatchback? No one. No one. The whole point of a hatchback is to have a 2-door car. You're not going to buy me one, Rob. I'm sorry. They're dope cars. They're amazing powerhouses. I love the transmissions. They're super cool, but they look like tiny little minivans. All right, Flyboy, favorite oil brand? I go with what the manufacturers actually builds their motors with, and that is Castrol. I use Castrol for everything for daily driving. Now, when it's car season, when we start like doing racing and all that, you know, Hypnotize, it looks the same. It doesn't look like any different. Just put a more aggressive bumper on the car. I'm sorry, Hypnotize. That's all they did. You bought new clothes, one strut is leaking, send it back to the manufacturer, have them fix it. All Golfs looks like eggs, honestly. Kind of. Kind of. I mean, I'm not going to lie, but Mark IV was the last year that they put fender flares, like they put fenders, not fender flares, but wide fender arches on a car. Everything else now just follows the body line. I hate that. What happened to fender flares? What happened to nice, beautiful, wide arches? You know, let us tuck some gigantic wheels underneath and look proper. Not these little smooth lines and where I can barely fit a freaking 8.5, maybe 9-inch wheel in there. You know, why? No one wants that. We want width, you know? Yeah, thank you. We want some width. We want to put some girth underneath our fenders, bro. They look so good. We want stretched tires. I want to stretch the living crap out of my tires so I can tuck and it just looks beautiful. Let me have that. Bring that back. Oh, just cut your fenders and put flares on it. No! My car came with it. Have you ever used AMSOIL? It's like a cult. Yeah, I agree. No lie there, Fuka. No lie there. But again, I use liquid moly for oil changes. I do also use AMSOIL for oil changes when it's race season. But for general, everyday driving, Castrol full synthetic 530. I use man filters, okay? So man filters, or I use K&N filters. That's the only 2 brands of oil filters I use for my cars. All right, so tensioner has been removed. I gotta go down here, remove the harmonic balancer really quick. Once that's removed, and then we're gonna put the upper timing cover back on. Once that's back on, I put everything else back together. Mark I Jetta Coupe. I don't know if they made a Jetta Coupe in a Mark I. I know a Mark II, but not Mark I. But you have seen the MK2 TIGs on bags. Of course. TIG 1s are nice cars bagged, but that doesn't defeat the purpose of what we're talking about, Fuka. The whole thing is we like small cars. I love me a small car, okay? and small cars, fuel efficient, your homies fit all together, big or small. Mark IVs have massive interiors in a small package. And I can fit a lot of people in my Mark IV if I had, you know, back seats. I don't have back seats, and I got stereo system now, so I can only fit 2 people in my car. But yeah, it's just the way it works. You know? Unknown. Who are you, unknown?
What are you working on that car?
What? Durka Durka?
What are you doing on that car?
What am I doing on this car? I'm putting it back together.
Yes. Oh, you pull out the engine.
No. We just did the timing on it. Mofuka. I know, right? Hopefully you caught that, bro.
How many cylinders?
This is a 4-cylinder. Only 4.
Oh, which type of car?
What?
Which type of car?
You need to speak up, homie. I can't understand you.
What's the type of car?
A little bit louder.
What's the car type?
There you go. You're making model 2002 Volkswagen GTI with a 1.8 liter turbo. It's no longer a 1.8. It's like a 1.96 liter turbo.
Where is your garage located?
Bro, your accent is hard. I cannot understand you.
Where's your garage located?
Yeah, sorry. Still can't understand you. You know what, man?
Where are you streaming? Where are you streaming from?
Have a good day. Let me get back to work, all right? Mr. Unknown. Yeah, your name's Unknown, so have a good one, man. I'm not going to stand here trying to listen to what you're saying. You're very difficult to understand. Not your fault. I just don't understand the accent very well. All right, let me take out the harmonic balancer really quick, because we needed to put on the timing cover. All right. So, what's up, everybody else? What's going on? We're gonna have to ignore unknown. Gotta crank the engine over. Almost there. If you guys ever have to crank the motor on the cam side, make sure you crank clockwise and not counterclockwise.
Is that a dog range?
Yeah, hypnotized. I agree. It does crack me up when people come here day one and ask 1.8T GTI. If you know, you know. I agree. My favorite thing is, like, if you don't watch my YouTube channel, then you don't understand what's going on. I know it's TikTok. You know, TikTok, usually people just randomly scroll and join. I can understand it and I respect that. I want a Corrado so bad, but they are so beat. I agree with you. You got an experience on Corrados? Yes. I actually have one. Mofuka. I have a 91 Corrado with a 1.8T swap, O2J transmission, full hydraulic conversion, B3 or B4 Passat brake system. Also big turbo and fully built 1.8, all converted. We're almost done with the interior on that car. So the end goal is to finish it, and then we're going to give it away on my YouTube channel. Unknown, where am I streaming from? Texarkana, Arkansas. Now, y'all be ready. If you want me to talk like an Arcanian, I can do that. But goddamn, it's gonna be a lot more difficult for you guys to understand if you want me to talk like that. You know? I'd write hypnotized, Corrado King. But yeah, out here in the country, we got what we call slur, and then we got an accent, you know? So I can do that, but you guys gotta understand, I ain't gonna correct myself if you can't understand me. All right, y'all? You gotta understand that. Am I a young mechanic? I am a young mechanic in Africa, and you want to work with me. We can't. You're in Africa. I'm in the United States. Ain't gonna work like that, bro. Hypnotize, yes.
What do you mean?
Yes, hypnotize. You can win the Corrado if you're in the Canadians. In the Canadas, eh? Yeah, don't worry about it, eh? And I'll drive it to you. If you win the car in Canada, I will officially I will drive the car straight to your house. All right, harmonic balancer has been removed. So one thing is, I use a OEM harmonic balancer. I don't use what you call, no, they don't, Mofuka. They are their own interior. Nothing. The Mark III's interior has nothing that shares with it any other car. It is its own interior. That's why it's such a POS to keep stock. Stick with the accents for the rest of the stream. I agree, Rob. I'll keep my California accent instead. Hey, oh really? Hello, brother. So my engine's been blueprinted, meaning everything has been balanced correctly. Okay? So my crank has been balanced, my rods, my pistons, everything's been properly balanced on this engine, aka a blueprint. That's why I can use an OEM fluid dampener, okay? Or rubber dampener. These are not fluid, these are rubber. So if you go big turbo and all this stuff and you rev really high, you want to get a performance fluid dampener, okay? And the reason why, it will do a better job in absorbing vibration. For me, it was only a couple $100 more to get my engine blueprinted correctly. So I didn't have to, how do you say, go this route and still have a potential way of over vibrating everything that's on the car. So I don't have to worry about that. Oh, I finally left. Thank goodness. So yeah, that's kind of why is you want to go, if you have a fully built stroker engine and you have not balanced the engine, then you need a fluid dampener, not the standard rubber harmonic balancer, okay? These are designed for OEM builds, nothing crazy. Nothing wrong with the pulley, why? We're just showing about what's going on. Nothing wrong with this. It's just an OEM one, that's all. Just wanted to give you guys advice. When you blueprint a motor, balance, it's designed to run in harmony with all the parts. When you, I agree. I would definitely love driving in the mountains in Canada. It's a beautiful country. There's only one out there, the yellow 2-point slow. Just Google, it's on Kermit TDI's website. It's on FCP Euro's website. I believe ECS Tuning also has it. It's just, it's the only high performance, like a performance fluid dampener that exists. It's like solid black, and where do I get my cheddar for my builds? Working for a very long time. All right, that's where my money comes from, where all my builds, bro. I work hard, very hard. I don't just have one job. I side hustle. I do automotive repair on the side. I used to have a normal job. I was an engineer for a long time. So engineer, my YouTube channel, my online store, fixing cars on the side, doing IT work on the side. I mean, I did a lot of stuff on the side hustles, man. I mean, I sell pictures of my elbows and my feet, sometimes my hands. Anything that makes me money, I will do it. Hypnotize. My name's Al. Albis. Hypnotize. It's spelled. My name is spelled A-L-V-I-Z. All right, Alvis. So pinche means fucking in Spanish. So people always know me by fucking Al because of all the dumb stuff I do when I used to be drunk and having a good time. But I don't drink anymore. I've stopped drinking for over 5 years now. What can happen to a car just suddenly couldn't start, battery in good condition? It could be a bad crank sensor, it could be a bad cam sensor. It can also just be a bad connection to the battery. CRV's overheating, everything's good. Check the thermostat, see if it's clogged or not opening. Check if you have low coolant. If you have low coolant, it'll overheat. Pasiteria, all due respect. Okay, I'm waiting for the rest of that sentence. Haha, you're a mortician. That's dope. I couldn't deal with dead people, but that's dope though. Coolant filled to the top. Sometimes you get air in the system and you're gonna have to bleed it out. See if your coolant system has a burp valve. Usually they have like a little button that you can push on there that lets it burp the air out of the system when the car is hot. That allows for any of the air to evacuate the system. Coolant systems are closed loop systems. They're supposed to have zero air in them. The less air, the less likely they'll have a chance to overheat. All right, buddy, let's go for a walk. Yeah, we'll see me on the road once I stop answering all these questions. All right, let me get that lower timing cover installed. Ah, itchy. It's just a couple 10mm bolts, that's all it is. All right, give me a minute, guys. Let me get this installed and then I can come back up there and have more conversation. Come on, let's go, let's go. All right, lower timing cover is now officially installed. Let me finish the last bolt on the crank harmonic pulley here. Now, so for all you guys that are new here on the channel, the harmonic balancer on these cars have a set orientation. They can only go one way. So if it doesn't fit, it's not on there correctly. They have a very, very, very specific orientation because the harmonic balancer gives you a timing mark. So you want to make sure the harmonic balancer is mounted 100% correctly, because if not, your timing will be off if you're trying to time this engine. Just FYI, you guys. The more you know. All right. Mi estoy trabajando sobre veo 4 cilindros. I don't know what that means, but okay. Need my 13 with the bullet. All right. Still working on the bottom. Once the bottom's tightened down, we're going to get the inside of this. Is that an Aristo that you see on the wall? No, not an Aristo. Those are Mark 7 Beetle wheels. Porsche gas burner. And then more over here. Oh no. Well, I don't think you can be able to see them, but we got a set of Gaudi's 2-piece, APR wheels, a Porsche twist, and then a broken, another Porsche gas burner that broke in half. That's it. I have more, but that's what I can fit on the wall currently. All right, give me a second. I'll be right back. I do have a set of BBS RSs. I have a set of BBS RS2s. I just got us 2 sets of Corvette saw blades, which are going to be going up for sale soon on my online store. Check that out, PincheAlsGarage.com. Oh, yeah, yeah. All right, my 13. Come on. All right, bottom's done. Now we gotta do the timing, the accessory belt back on. Whew, back up. Is that an Aristo? Okay, yeah, no comment there. Okay, new comment. Okay. Where's my tensioner? Oh, I also need to tighten this pulley down here, but I can do that last. So my accessory belt tensioner right here. Now, if you have a factory setup here, there is a bracket that goes on this tensioner. Just so you guys know, that bracket holds your coolant line for your turbo. I'll get you guys in a different angle so you guys can see now what's coming on this side. There you go. you guys are on YouTube, you guys have a better angle and a better camera view, by the way. So just heads up. And YouTube also has a much higher quality video. If you guys are watching this, head on over to my YouTube channel. You guys can see much better detail, and it's also in landscape versus portrait. What are those two hoses? These right here, these are my fuel lines. They're AN lines that I made for my setup. My boy. And these are going to be offering why we need two. One's feed and one's return. Where else is the gas going to go that you don't need? And go back to the tank. Yeah, there's the oil catch can, but it's over here on the side. It's right here. See this right here? That's my catch can right there. $15. This is my 16 right here. 16 in my belt. Once the belt's on, we're gonna get the what do you call the so the way you guys want to do this first, feed the alternator belt already. You pinch the belt, put it underneath the tensioner, let it sit there, and we wait there. What else we need in turbo setup? Tismouth foamage. There's a lot of things you need for a turbo setup. You gotta be more specific. Be very, very much more specific on what you're trying to do. You can't just say, what do I need for a turbo setup? Because that doesn't mean anything. That's completely irrelevant. You gotta give me more information. That's a loaded question, buddy. Gotta stop G Lanza 1.3 turbo. So it's a turbo car already. Well, it depends. What the heck is a G Lanza to begin with? Just so you know, I'm in the United States, so there's a lot of cars we don't have that you guys have maybe outside of the country. So I have no idea what's in that. Okay, accessory belt installed. It's a Toyota hatch. So any turboed car, okay guys, anything that comes factory turbo, there's a lot of things you have to consider, okay? Number one, under your consideration, okay, is what is your power goal, right? Power goals. Oh, I just want to make an extra 50, 75, 100 horsepower. Anything outside of that, that's a whole different story. If we want to generalize our power goals, right? Generalize. Please understand what I mean by generalize, because generalizing something is kind of what we call a rule of thumb. All right? If we're going to generalize 50, say, to 100 horsepower in all cars, naturally aspirated, turboed, you have to think about the engine's limitations. Research what that engine can support from the factory. All right? There's that. Number two, fuel, air, big ones. Timing, that's another one. Supporting modifications. So usually when you want more power, you need more fuel, you need more air, and you need more timing. But that all depends on what you're doing. So let's assume you just want more power, then up the boost. Find someone to tune your Toyota hatchback and up the boost on the engine. But tune it, not just add more boost. You can't just add more air and assume more power. That's not always the case. You have to add more air, more fuel, more timing, more modifications. Understand that. There's that part. That's all rule of thumb. Now you get into limitations. How much can that little engine handle? Then you find out and see who has actually built them. You know, find out if this engine's even moddable. If it's not, don't waste your money. It's probably a complete waste of time and money to modify and build that specific engine or that platform. Do your research. But if you want to be on my end, on the Volkswagen GTI, what I did, I upgraded the engine by putting a girdle, a crank, rods, pistons, valves, springs, retainers, fueling, bigger turbo, bigger pipes, bigger intercooler, more expensive transmission, more expensive fueling. Software is just as equally expensive. All that. Even just as expensive clutch. Just the clutch alone on my car is $1,500. Why? Because it has to hold the power. This car can make 700 horsepower. Understand that. That's insane from the 180 that came with the factory. Okay? So, hey, what's up, Jose from Guatemala? ¿Qué onda, mi amigo? ¿Qué onda, primo? So get that, okay? Do your research. Instead of asking all these questions on what to do to make power, find out what kind of power your car can actually handle and then go from there. Get your baseline, okay? Ándale muy bien, así. And then you just move forward from there. Rob, if you have to guess all the parts on hand now, many hours do you think it would take you to build a complete 1.8 block, heavy is fully assembled together? This would show viewers your wizards. On a guess, to build a whole engine, give me 4 to 8 hours tops. You know, if I have all my parts organized, okay, organized on a table from beginning to end, and all the tools are ready to go, 4 to 8 hours, easy, to build a whole engine. And that's how I'm talking about completely naked head and a completely empty short block. So just a block and a head, basic, yeah. This is a 1.8T GTI AWP engine code, fully built for 700 horsepower, but yeah. Cluecaster, yeah, that would probably never break. Just proper internals would probably be bulletproof car, especially with a twin turbo. I mean, not twin turbo, but a compound turbo, sorry. All right. AWT? No, Mark IV. Mark IV. Golf 4. All right, now I gotta mount my motor mount. Oh no, not yet. I gotta tighten this bolt right here for the idler pulley. I think I tightened it, but I gotta confirm. Yeah, that's good to go. Nice. You would advise replace parts or fix. It depends on what it is. Johan, be more expensive. That's insane. I did not know how crazy that actually is. LOL. It's not hard, Rob. If everything was already pre-measured on the engine, it wouldn't be that difficult to put together really quick. Because what takes time on building an engine is making sure all your parts are within specification. Once you know if all your parts are in specification, everything just drops right in. There's no measuring whatsoever, no guesswork. But you have to measure everything. Make sure everything you purchase is within specification. Meaning, main bearings, rod bearings are within spec. Piston rings are all gapped correctly. What's it called? Valves have been already grinded down and set correctly. All that. Now, if all that was set prior to you putting it together, engine can be built within 4 to 8 hours. As SA, we call the AWP 20 valve. I was thinking about getting built 20V Mark II. Hell yeah, do it, smack. But I have one question, bro. When I hit the brakes, it goes all the way down, but it's not braking. More than likely, you have a leak. You have a leak somewhere. Your master cylinder is on its way out, or you have air in the system. That's pretty much it. Brakes are extremely simple. So there's your answer. Bleed your system, because that's the cheapest thing you can do. And you make sure you bleed from furthest back. So you bleed rear passenger, rear driver, and then you do front passenger and then front driver. Like that. That's how you bleed your brakes, and make sure there's 0 air in the system. If there's no air in the system and it's full on the reservoir, then you have a failing master cylinder. Or there's a screw open somewhere or the piston's leaking. Sorry. Your caliper piston can also be leaking, and that can cause that issue as well. Okay. So everything's within specs up here. I have to take this guy off really quick. Unless he didn't leak. Did he not leak? No, he didn't leak. I could do that without it. No, we're gonna do it right. So, valve cover gasket's gonna come off. I don't want any oil leaks. Oil leaks suck. Oh, and if you have an ABS module, totally forgot about that. If you have ABS brakes and it's like a 4-wheel ABS, you have to bleed your ABS as well. The ABS is a pump and has modules inside of it, little cylinders, and those have to be bled as well. Hey, Papa.
Hi.
Putting my tools back? Good. Did you grab a 16 wrench?
No.
No?
I only got 13.
Okay.
I get it done and fix the shower doors.
Nice.
Bye.
Your burr. I'll see you later. Some guy just said you need to brake hard. That guy needs to not touch cars. So the braking hard procedure is for breaking in new brake pads and shoes and rotors, not to activate ESP, to go into an ABS brake stop. You could. I'm not gonna lie, I mean, going to an ABS brake stop is actually quite fun, but no, that's not how it's done, buddy. Don't ever do that. That sounds wicked dangerous, but you know what? I can't give everybody the same advice. Do you decide on how you want to go about that? So I need a flathead screwdriver and some RTV. I gotta reseal my valve cover. Front wheel drive. Would you recommend Hurlon Ferrera intake and exhaust and SuperTech valves? I would want to have growth room. Yeah, Ferrera or SuperTech valves are phenomenal. Just make sure you know what you're getting. If you're gonna get them, sulfur, I believe it's sodium filled, are phenomenal for super extreme like horsepower, or your standard just performance Ferrera or what's it called, SuperTech valves will do you great for anywhere 400 to 500 wheel horsepower or even higher. Just depends on your build. But yes, Ferrera and SuperTech are phenomenal. I use SuperTech valves and I have Ferrera springs and retainers. The reason why I went to Ferrera, they offered high rev competition springs, which is what I wanted for my build, because I want to rev to like 9,000 RPMs. That's kind of the goal. But I kind of still rev to about 75. I think I told my tuner to set my rev limiter to 7,500 RPMs. I could go to 8,000 all day safely because of the way my engine's built or my head is built. Yo, what's up, Wayne? What's up, brother from another mother? All right. Oh, we fixed the problem, by the way, Wayne. So now I'm putting it all back together. Well, how do you say? It wasn't the injector. Well, the injectors fixed the smoking problem. The other problem I had was the hard crank. Do you remember how my car took a long time to crank? Had hard cranking problems. That was due to the fact that I had a bad, how do you say, cam position sensor was faulty. And I had the wires wrong on the actual position sensor too. So kind of half blame to me and half blame to the sensor itself. Got no problems with blaming myself with problems. You know, it's my car, my problem, so. Yeah, but we solved the problem and we fixed the issues with the car. Have you, hi Al, have you ever had a deal with the P0130 on the 1.8T bank 1 sensor 102 malfunction? That sounds like a bad O2 sensor. O2 sensor or a wire issue. One thing that people don't realize, especially if your car is low, look for where any sensors are being frayed. Nice, Wayne. Very common, and people don't realize our cars are low. We love our cars really low. And because of them being real low, you rip wires all the time. It was damage on the sensor side, okay. So if you're still getting that one, check the wiring all the way up to the connector, the pigtail, see if it's not oxidized. They get wet, especially because of that little black cover underneath the car. Especially if you flood the car, like if you went into a really deep puddle, they oxidize. They're not 100% waterproof, they're water resistant. So look for that, pull the pigtails apart, clean all the connections inside of it, see if that's not causing the resistance or the issue. October, got a race, that's right, fool. It's coming, I agree. That's why I'm trying to finish my car. I want to start racing too. But not drag. I want to go autocrossing and... All right, sounds good. Thanks. You're welcome, man. Hopefully that advice helps. I mean, it's pretty solid, basic advice, but I'm glad that would probably, hopefully it fixes your problem. All right, that's set. Al, can I send you a DM on Insta if I'm still stuck? Sure, Andrew. No, not go. I'm going to a car meet tonight. That's kind of why I want to get it all up and running, but not a show. I still need to put one of my side skirts on. I'm missing a side skirt, and I have mismatched wheels. But at the end of the day, I think just getting this car out on the road would be just fantastic. All right. I do have a car show to go to next month, which is another reason why I've been prioritizing this car for driving. No, I have not in Pottstown. There's a lot of shows I have never done. I'm from California, and I tend to do like Las Vegas, Arizona, California, all of Northern California, up that way, but never done up that way, no. But now I'm in the middle of the United States, so I am down to go almost anywhere. Because technically it's like the same distance. Because now I live in Arkansas. Ay, ay, ay. See, I rushed ahead of myself already. Ay, ay, ay. See, I gotta always quadruple check my work, man. Because I thought I was going to be working on the other half, but no, I got to do this one here. Okay. Yeah, I want to go to Low Show and Wookiees in the Woods. For sure, Wookiees in the Woods next year with the Patreon Jetta VR6. I think that'll be a dope show to take that car there and then give it away as well. Because that's the next car to build and give away is the VR6 Jetta Turbo. Thanks, No Limit. It's done. We're just putting it all back together again. I had to double check timing, wiring, sensors, and it's all finally done. And it's already tuned as well. Day's been going pretty good, No Limit. Thank you for asking. So again, we're all done with the car. I'm just putting it all back together. I'm excited. Yeah, I've been told, what's it called? Matt from Eurotuning gave me the whole breakdown of that car show, and it seems wild as fuck, like honestly. What it is, Bert, oil and hurt feelings. What is it, buddy? And I'm super glad, what's it called, that the car show is almost a week long, because that's how car shows should be. Oldsmobile Tornado. I've never heard of that. That sounds super cool. Thank you for the follow, Burnt Oil. All right, missing one nut. I gotta find me a nut. Don't wanna bust a nut, just gotta find a nut. Nut, nut, nut. Gotta find me a nut. Don't wanna bust a nut, just gotta find a nut. Doop, doop, a doop. Gotta find me a nut. Very cool, Burnt Oil. I primarily work on everything too here, but my live streams and my YouTube channel is all about Volkswagens. That is my primary focus in my shop. But when I'm doing actual mechanic work, on the side, I definitely focus on other brands of cars for show. My primary focus on my channels is diagnosing and solving problems that most people don't want to deal with. They'll just end up selling the car and giving up. We're short one nut, man. I hate it when you lose something. No, no, no. No. No, no, no. Dang it, we're missing one 10mm nut. It must have fallen somewhere. That sucks. I have extras, but I don't want an extra one. I want the one I took off. Ay, ay, ay. Look in the socket. No, because I was using that socket for another one. Yeah, Brian, it wasn't the timing. It was the wiring on my cam sensor, Brian. It was flipped. The wiring was bad. Well, because I don't know if you guys remember, but I made, well, not made, but I put a new wire harness for my injectors and cam sensor. So I was able to find it. But I ended up retiming the motor, retiming my cams either way, and they were all set correctly. So I was just like, ah, whatever. At least I confirmed that was all right. I guess on the positive note, right? Yeah, we're missing one 10mm nut. I'm gonna go grab one. Ah, crapola. Well, I found it and everything else that goes with it. Ay, ay, ay. Make sure we're not. Trying to make sure I didn't put a nut on there and then just left it there, but no. Watch, it'll appear, it'll show up when I need it, when I don't need it anymore. All right, so valve cover is set. No, we don't have an oil leak. It was just we had to fix a timing problem. You asked me, more major stuff was set. The more major stuff was set properly. I agree. But it was one of those things I had to sleep on before I actually got it done, and then I figured it out. But no oil leak. We just had to tear apart the motor. You know, to find out a wire issue. Okay, valve cover is now set. My coil spacer harness is next. So this is an ignition coil plate. Most people have the one that just sits right underneath the coil. I got this really cool one a long time ago from ECS Tuning. Again, I used to be a big ECS Tuning fanboy. Not anymore. Not when they started being more of a corporate monster versus, you know, for the fans, by the fans kind of style company. That's why I love Euro Tuning. Euro Tuning is all about their customers and pretty much all about the enthusiasts, right? Same with FCP Euro. FCP Euro is fucking legit stuff. I love their warranty especially. So this plate, again, it's just a spacer for my ignition coils. Because I have the 2.0T coils. This goes over here. Can I put cold air intake without heat shield as intercooler should cool the air? Correct. That's correct. That's the entire purpose of an intercooler, buddy. That's why it doesn't matter if you have a cold air or not. The whole point of a cold air intake or a big intake is just to get more air into your motor. Heck yeah, Wayne. Like, if you see my engine bay, I don't even have an intake on mine. Officer, the car is stock. I agree. So I have 0 intake on my car. No intake. I have a big old filter. I'm waiting for my HKS filter to come in. But I have a cheap little $30 AutoZone Spectre filter literally right on my turbo, and that's it. I put a 4-inch intake pipe in for fresh air, no filter. Yeah. There's no, honestly, when you go turboed, intakes are not really beneficial, just so you know. Thank you. It doesn't really matter that much, man. It matters during certain times of year, like when we have turbo season, when it's cold, but it really does not matter. Nice, Wayne. All right, so that's done on that side. Next step is the motor mount. So we gotta lower the motor. Put the motor mount back on. So I use VF Engineering for my motor mounts. These look like everybody calls them, oh, the ECS tuning mounts. No, no, this is what they copied, okay? All right, this is a VF Engineering. You won't be able to get car parts anymore now that Trump started a war with Canada. Oh well. It's like, what parts? Be more specific, because we get parts from all over the world, not just Canada. Canada's not the primary supplier of parts. Be more specific, buddy. At the same time, whatever. Let Trump do whatever Trump is doing. I mean, it's not my problem. On here, on this channel, yeah, okay, good luck, Junior. Again, not my problem. And we don't come here to talk politics, we talk car. That's right, no politics here. Oh, geez, Jerry, just go away. No one cares. Yeah, we do car politics, yeah. Yeah, I know. Thank you, Matt, Marty. You can get them in so many places. I agree. But I guess people don't shop. I guess people buy all, I guess everybody buys their parts in Canada. Jerry, if you keep going, I'm gonna block you. I'll put you in a little timeout. Stop with the politics. We're not here for that. Or just leave the stream, go somewhere else. Go somewhere else where someone was actually going to care about your comments. Oh, geez, he's got to keep going. Look at this guy. He's got to get it out of his system. Come on, keep going, Jerry. If you're gonna be here and not leave, just keep going. You might as well just top off whatever you got on your chest. Because it seems like someone is hurting your feelings. What's going on, Stealth Mark IV? What's up, buddy? All right, Jerry. Looks like Jerry's done. He's finally out of here. Thank you, Jerry, for leaving. We were kind of over it with you already. Appreciate you, buddy. K-Series, yeah, this is a K 1.8 liter AWP series Honda JDM VTEC, yeah. Oh my goodness, I forgot. See, Jerry got me all distracted here. Oh, Jerry. See, I had to put I'm missing 2 bolts on the on the dang motor mount. I was gonna rock 1 bolt on the motor mount. You know, it's like the motor mount bracket, not the actual motor mount. I was like, this will be fine. Who needs multiple bolts? Just 1 is fine. Yeah, it's a hybrid. It's a Tesla. No, this is a Tesla. This is a new 4-cylinder Tesla. It's an electric motor. It uses gasoline to power the electricity. So it's a dyno juice powered. No, man, it's a 1.8T Mark IV GTI. So 2002 Volkswagen GTI 1.8T motor, fully built to the gills. Not as big as some other people. Like, I'm not the fastest. That's for dang sure. I'm more like slow. You know, at like 500 to 700 wheel horsepower, depending if I want to go full boost or not. But it's getting this to 400 horsepower, no more. Where are my 2? Here they are. I'm running a stock ECU, but I'm fully tuned by Boost Dynamic Tuning. This car just got flashed yesterday for the new power. So we're working on that now. What is it? 1.8T AWP. Yeah. All right, we're 1 bolt short, and then I can finish this dang thing, and then I'm trying to figure out how to get this 1 bolt in. I think it's up here. Yeah, here it is. Give me a second, man. I'm a little occupied. Ah, thank you, finally. All right, so I looked at ignition, I'm running that, and it's amazing. Okay, intro. Hold on, Jetta, can I get a free tune? What is this? Kamar, can I get a free tune? No. Jetta, no. GTI. Why go 1.8 versus EA8? Well, 1.8 is what came in this car, so that's why I go with, and this is a 2002. Should I look into ignition running that? And it's amazing. Nice. What's your favorite engine? The 1.8T, bro. Never lose. To me, my favorite engines goes like this. On top, for me, my opinion, don't cry, all right? People are gonna be like, oh, don't cry about it. It's my opinion. This is what I like. Number one, the 1.8T, 2002 and forward 1.8T. Phenomenal engine, stupid reliable. Number two, the 1.9 TDI. Again, more reliable than the 1.8, super fun to drive, and just great. Number three, the VR6 AFP, the AAA, 2.8 liter 12 valve. Phenomenal, super easy to build, gobs of horsepower, but very expensive. So that's how I rank in my favorite engines in the Mark IV platform. And even going forward, if I ever get like a shell, like a Mark VI shell, I would actually tear all that apart and put a VR6 in it. I've never seen a running VR6. Then I guess you're never on YouTube. Well, I got quite a few of them running. I built a lot of VR6s in a very short time. But I will be building, I got another one. So, in person, I gotcha. Well, stay tuned to my channel. You'll be seeing another one soon. And I'll be giving away a VR6 as well. Yes, you heard that right. I will be giving away a fully built VR6 turbo. Trey Young on something sounds like a Lambo. Let's see. I thought Audi TT only came with 4 bangers. No, they came with the 3.6 VR6 as well. They also came with the 225 model, which came with the KO400X turbo, which you can make almost 300 horsepower just by tuning it. Not too bad, huh? Yeah, on the air with Owen. They came with VR6s. They're hard to find in a manual transmission, but you can get a Audi TT with the VR6. That was an option. It pretty much was an R32 Audi. It actually was the exact same car, just a TT. All right, now my motor mount bracket is mounted. I swapped a VR6 into mine. Nice, Trey. All right, motor mount officially going on now. Not half the time going on. It's actually going on. So on my setup, just so you guys know that my hardware that I use help with a Ford Ranger smoking. Do a compression test. I agree on air with Owen. it is one of the most friendliest cars to build, and on a budget too. It used to be Hondas with the B series motors, but everybody's like K this, K swap that, and then they realize K swapping is freaking expensive. I'm using VF Engineering motor mounts. And people don't realize K swaps are super expensive. By the time you're done with your swap, you're like 5-7 grand in, and you're like barely running. Oh, but you can make so much horsepower, but you spent like 5 to 7 grand on your swap. I could do a VR6 swap for freaking $1,000. Yeah, you bought the one part, the engine. You got to add a transmission. You got to add a wire harness. You got to add an ECU. Yeah, have fun with that. Yeah, I know, right? TDIs are always expensive because they're stupid reliable. You want the king of reliability? Buy a freaking TDI. Nice. I can read OEM oil filters. Yeah, they tend to leak. MK4 built doesn't always mean comfortable. I've learned that. Oh, I never meant it was a comfortable ride. Do you like how the engines, those ignition coils, always bugs me? No, they're fine. The ignition coils are perfectly fine. Yeah, you can, Trey, but most of the times you gotta hunt for them. You definitely gotta hunt for them. And 9 out of 10 times, most of you guys, Honda guys, aren't about doing the swap. It's about paying someone to do the swap. You guys are just like, oh, I got this built, and then you go into them and be like, so what'd you do? Explain to me what you did. And they're like, well, I had someone do it for me. I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. That makes total sense about who you are as a car guy. Honestly, most cars are not hard to do any swap in. It's your general comprehension of wiring. All right. General comprehension of wiring is what really matters. Yeah, this is an LS swap. It's got an LS swap timing belt. So I got LS injectors, LS fuel rail, competition GM fuel lines. I have the brand new LS spark plugs. So yeah, full LS swap. Yeah, man. Bid paid and 13. All right, so that motor mount is done, so I can now take the jack off of the engine. So jack is off. Haha. Yo, Al, mate. Hello from across the pond. What's up, kids? 1.8T 26. All right, so that's done. We're gonna put the timing cover back on. We're done there. ¿Dónde está mi timing cover? Here it is. Oh, this intercooler pipe is such a nuisance. It's so needed. Come on. Just get in there. Jeez. All right, timing cover on. Whew. All right, next step. See, all that's bolted in, that's bolted down. Turbo pipe. Hey, Shabibri. I'm gonna put my passenger wheel back on too. The cons, the crack pipe. Oh yeah, VR6 crack pipes. That's why you gotta get a metal one. Get all metal everything on that area. The coolant flange pipe, the crack pipe. Make sure all that's metal. Guaranteed leaks if it's all plastic after like 40, 50,000 miles. And it's such a pain to service. All right, that's all bolted on. Let's see, everything else is good here. Catch can back together. All right. The catch can's not bolted on yet. What is left? What is left? Valve cover, that. Oh, I gotta clean the oil leak, the oil spill I did on the back of the engine. Because the valve cover wasn't on all the way, I just dumped a bunch of oil to the back of the motor. So it's gonna be a lot of smoke for a little while, mainly because it needs to burn off all the oil, and there's a lot of it on the back of the motor. Again, because I didn't bolt down the valve cover when I was testing for a lot of stuff. So we're gonna have a lot of smoke, just FYI for you guys to know. So that's gonna be funsies. This has to be tightened over here. All right, get this boost clamp nice and tight, like a tiger. Use that ratchet. Here are my ratchets over here. I think it's an 11. We'll find out. All right, so I'll move you guys around now to what's going on here. Move you guys on the opposite end. Again, if you guys are watching on TikTok and you want a better view, head over to my YouTube channel. You guys can see a lot more on YouTube. It's actually a better quality and everything's just better. So yeah. Hey, I just off the phone, hold on. Off the phone with customer, how do you diag a misfire? Compression check? No, Bristol, New York. I mean, come on, man. If you're calling me to diagnose a misfire, I don't think you should be wrenching. First, you want to make sure when was the last time the spark plugs was serviced. You check coils and you check plugs. That's it. If neither of those, if there's no information on that, again, you should not be wrenching on cars. Now, if you've been wrenching on cars for a while and you're just trying to quiz me, that's a whole different story. Oh, Volkswagen. Hey, Al, I just bought a Vallejo alternator. The new came out of the 1200 tax in Canadian. I was wondering if I got repped off. Yeah. My water pump and timing kit was 750 Canadian. Holy smokes, that was a lot. Yeah, you got ripped off, Volkswagen, 100%. Yes, you did. What is it made out of? Holy crap. That's way too much money, buddy. Putting together a 4-liter V6, you have any tips on what not to do? Don't rush it, take your time. That is my tip. Don't rush any engine build or work. Yes, you can do a run of resistance tests on the ignition coils. Right, Rob? Jeez. Yeah, man, an alternator for this car is usually about $200, if that. But you're in Canada, so you guys have horrible prices on everything. You know, that's the one thing about Canada. They tax you guys like crazy out there, man. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, a brand new alternator. I mean, my alternator on my F-150 was only $300. And that's a 2020, a brand new, not brand new truck, but a newer vehicle. Okay, that's good and tight. 10, 11. We're gonna wrench on the intercooler. What's up here? These are newer car ignition coils. I bagged and tagged mostly everything, lots of pics. Yeah, good. That's how you're supposed to do it. These are a 2.0T ignition coils brand. I got these from Euro Tuning, so I don't know what brand they are. They were red on their website. I just got them. They weren't expensive. They were like $100 for the set, or like 150 bucks. But these are like almost 8 years old. All right, just tightening up this intercooler pipe really quick. Because I got another car to work on after this car is driving. I got a 2013 or a 2015 Ford Edge. I gotta do front brakes on it, and I gotta diagnose the alternator. All right. That's bolted on, that's bolted on, that's bolted on. These have been on. That's fixed. These are all here. This is nice and tight. Then we're good. I think we're put back together officially. So yeah. Usually to clean up my parts, depends on what I'm cleaning. If it's internals, I use a product called Chem Dip. It comes in a little 1 gallon metal pail. That's phenomenal. That's kind of like what I recommend for parts cleaning. Chem Dip, super good product if you want clean parts. These are like 20 or 30 bucks for a gallon, and it's reusable over and over and over. Yes, I've considered E85, or, well, this car was on E85 originally. I disliked the accessibility of finding E85. It's not very common where I live in California, where I used to live, where I used to live in California. Same here in the city that I live in now in Arkansas. I mean, there's like 3 gas stations, but I'm not against it, but I don't want it. Water pump, timing belt, alternator coil packs are done. I should be good for the next few years. Dang straight you should, Volkswagen. Dang straight, you did all the general big maintenance. Okay, CAT scan is mounted, motor mount, intercooler piping, all straight. We are good to go. We can put a wheel on and fire it up. And then put our, we're gonna do, I don't know if I'm gonna do a live stream for driving, but we'll see. I'll see what I can do for you guys in a little bit, but yeah, car is looking pretty decent up in the air right now. So I just gotta put the wheel up over here on this side and get up and going. Yeah, $4.99 for a brand new alternator is not bad. I just like remans. Reman alternators are really nice. You can get a pretty reliable remanufactured alternator. Again, that's my opinion, guys. I know people are going to be like, oh, this is remanufactured, bro. I'm on a budget. I spend the money where it really matters, and I cut corners where it doesn't hurt as much. And an alternator, I'll cut a corner on it. Sorry. Fight me. And if you get an alternator that fails like every couple of years, then F it. It fails every couple of years, eh? If you have a clean engine bay like I do, it'd take you literally 30 minutes to replace an alternator in this car. It's so easy. So I don't know. All right. Whew. Gotta get my jack stands off. Oh, I gotta clean the ground first. I forgot. Spilt a bunch of oil. Oh, yeah. And then we'll get the car on the ground. What sort of meth injection are we talking about here? My car runs lean. My car runs lean. Lean could be a lot of reasons, man. Vacuum leak especially. That's probably the most common reason for a lean code. Give me a second. I gotta find a rag. Here they are. Not the yellow one, but the ones over here. Hey, Shabribri. My meow meow. Hey, my meow meow. Whew. Yeah, but if you have a lean code or because it's running lean, check your vacuum lines. 9 out of 10 times, that's usually what it is. All right. Big oil leak here. Again, this leaked oil because of the valve cover. I didn't bolt it down for testing because if I had to open it up, I needed to do it quick and not worry about it. So I made a mess. That's all right. It's just oil. Just gonna be a little smoky for a little while, that's all. All right. Whew. Okay, give me a second here, guys. I gotta move all my tools off of here. They go on one spot, so that way put them all back in their home after this. New injectors. Nothing here, two here, cam sensor there, put my finger through here, nothing, nothing, nothing. Oh! I found the 10. I found the 10 I lost. If you guys were watching earlier, show us the chicks, I will. But look, here's the 10 millimeter nut I was looking for earlier. I found it. It fell behind the cowl. The chickens? Chickens are over here. They're inside there. All right, all parts and everything else is there. Yeah, sorry Volkswagen, you definitely overpaid for that. Way too much money. All right, wheels on. Now it's not torqued down, I just got it on there, so we're not, how do you say, safely bolted on. I'm mounted. All right, here we go. Last wheel. Whew. Again, it's going to be very smoky. So there's that problem. And I have to get the car retuned because it does have a big intake manifold. And that requires very specific tuning for that. So we'll see when we get there. All right, it's on the ground. Looking pretty decent, not gonna lie. There we go. Okay, so now it's time to open the garage door and go outside, turn it on and go outside for a second. I'm not gonna drive it yet. Oh, I got torqued the wheels down. Whoopsies. I'm not gonna drive it yet though. Just, I gotta make sure everything I need is set. I'm not about to ruin my car because I'm too excited. I still got to get my laptop ready because I have to run VC. I have to do some logging on the car too. All right, let's fire it up. Let's open up the garage and turn it on. I gotta turn on VCDS for a quick check. Make sure we're still good. No check engine lights. But yeah, we're gonna turn this on and then we're gonna make sure where is it? Right there. We gotta make sure everything else is running correctly. Always, always, always perform your pre-flight checks. before going outside on a big turbo build. Look for oil leaks, look for any other problems, because when you drive and you put a load on the engine, it's just going to emphasize that problem. And then it's going to make it worse. Don't get ahead of yourself. Woo, look at that perfect startup. Look at that, it cranked beautifully. Hell yeah. For the first time in forever. All right. No oil leaks. Sounds good. My power steering pump is on its way out, but I don't care about that. I'll throw some fluid in it and leave it alone. But you gotta love solid motor mounts. Look at that. Freaking vibrating the entire chassis. Oh, sounds so good. All right, let's check out VCDS. Fault codes, 0 fault codes. Let's go! No check engine light. Hell yeah. No check engine light. Woo! You guys don't get it. You guys don't get it. I had a check engine light on this thing for weeks. Thanks, my name is Chef. Yeah. Well, we're gonna get ready for a drive. I'm gonna see if I can get you guys on the live, but I don't know yet. I just gotta make sure there's no oil leaks, no issues with anything before I take it on the road. So, right now it's smoking because the valve cover spilt a bunch of oil through the back. So it's gotta burn off. But I don't see any oil leak coming anymore. Let's see here. To the right. What's on the right hand side? Not fresh. You'll see all the oil that's burning right now. You see all the smoke coming out of it. That's just burning oil. I gotta pay attention to, there's a little spot that is giving me an indicator that there might be an oil leak, but it could be residual. Yeah, it looks like it's all residual. So the oil leak that happened because of the valve cover not being bolted down is just still pouring down because of the heat. The smoke that's coming off of it is all because of that. So that's a good sign for me. I'm pretty happy with that. Very, very happy with that problem, because that'll burn off. I'm not no big deal about that. Now I got to do a coolant flush one more time. I got no codes so far. Yeah, but it's smoking pretty bad still. So I'm hoping that the smoke is, just all residual. But the exhaust is definitely smoking pretty bad. We did do a compression test. We were 100% perfect on compression, but we did not do a full leak down test on the head. So we were still thinking that there are possible still stem seals, the valve stem seals might be bad. But it's hard to tell because it's just white smoke. It's not black smoke. It's not like black or bluish smoke. I would say it's not burning oil. It's a white smoke. And usually white smoke is due to the crude gas not being burned. No coolant leaks. Because I'll tell you the reason why. There's not much coolant in here. It's not even full of coolant yet. So it's not even a coolant leak. It was doing the exact same thing when there was zero coolant in the car, just so you know, Howard. That's actually a good idea, Rob. So I think it just still needs more tuning, and that's why I have to look at what's it called, the settings, not settings, I have to look at the mapping for 32, because Trent gave me a baseline tune, but he did not, my AFR, I don't have my AFRs right now set up, my second O2 sensor set up right now. That's more than likely the problem, because this tune is a bass tune, so I don't know if he accounts for the intake manifold or anything like that. So, spark plugs are brand new. Howard Sales, I don't know yet. It's a brand new tune. I just messaged my tuner to see pretty much where we're going to be moving from there. Jim, I would race your Chevy Cobalt in the canyons all day. My car's not set up. It's not set up for drag racing. It's set up for autocross and canyon driving, or actual racetrack driving on a course. So race course driving. Not set up for going straight. Not at all. So, yeah, I'm gonna end this live stream. Let me figure out what to do. Let me figure out what to do moving forward after this, and then I'll get you guys back on while I'm driving. I'll see if I can get a live drive in the car so you guys can hear all the boost noises. But I'm not promising anything right now. I need to figure out all the little kinks before this hits the road again. All right, guys. Thanks for watching my live stream here at PincheAl's Garage. As always, if you own a Volkswagen, it's got to live its life cycle, right? We're going to break it, we're going to fix it, and repeat. On top of that, if you see another fellow dubber on the road, give him a thumbs up, give him a deuces, respect one another, and always love everyone. Peace out, guys. I'll see you later today. Have a wonderful day.